All right, hello everybody. Peter here, of course. Today we're going to be drawing this picture, which was originally on a larger, like 9 by 12 piece of paper, but I kind of carved and shaved it down. You'll see, you'll see. First of all, a little shout out to Benj Art _ for making this little painting. Look at that. It's adorable. Little painting, little easel. I love it. Thanks, Benj Art. Also, shout out to Shampoo for cleaning and degreasing my hair. Okay, that's big for me. Also, a big shout out to my hands for working with the pens and the paper that I have and doing their best to cooperate with my brain so that I can draw things and make things and eat food and stuff like that. And an honorable mention to trash bags for letting me put my trash in them. All right, so now that we got our shout outs out of the way, let's draw our picture, okay? Thank you for joining me all here today, by the way. Good to see all of you. All right, so for this drawing, I'm drawing on Bristol paper, like I usually do if it's a loose piece of paper and not a sketchbook. And I'm using my Rotring Isograph 0.25, which is usually the pen I use for smaller details than my general drawing pen. If I don't want to get too small and detailed, is a 0.35. But if you're interested in getting Rotrings, which I've seen a lot of other people doing lately, I feel like around the 0.3, 0.35, 0.4, I mean, that whole general area, is pretty solid. Also, I've got a trip coming up late this summer, where I'm going on an Arctic expedition. I guess I'll try to talk about that more later. But what I really want to say is I have these memories from when I was younger of something called long underwear. Except we called them long johns, and they were like this thermal. If I say thermal material, do you know what I'm talking about? It's like it looks like grid material in a grid. I don't know how else to describe it. So I feel like it was going to be cold on this trip, right? I wanted to have lots of very nice warm clothes. I think layering would be key. I love layering for staying warm, because you can always just add or remove a layer. Anyway, so I went on the internet. I know this is kind of weird telling you about my underwear buying habits, but I went on the internet and ordered long underwear, okay? And I feel like long underwear technology has changed in the past 10, 15, or 20 years. Because I'm sure it's still out there, but like all the default stuff was no longer this thermal material, that's not in the grid. It's on the outside, it looks different, and on the inside, it's entirely also different material. And sometimes I've just been like walking around the house in my long underwear. It's nice. Look, I might have mentioned this before. Sometimes I wear 2 pairs of pants, and I enjoy that just because I love wearing 1 pair of pants. And what's better than than 1 pair of pants, but 2 pairs of pants? And this is kind of like a more, it's a different way to do the same thing. I can wear my long underwear underneath the pants, and it's just comfy and cozy. And I don't know, I guess, it's like nice leg hugs. Anyway, sometimes I'm just walking around in my long underwear. Not out in public, but I do go out on my balcony like that sometimes and just chill. And I realize they pretty much just look like leggings, or, I don't know, maybe not tights. But they pretty much look like leggings with a fly. That's all I had to say about that. Also, I wear them with Uggs sometimes. So then they really look like leggings. But yeah, I didn't really have anything else to say about that besides that I have long underwear that looks like leggings. But I'm excited about the trip. I think it's in the end of October. I keep on getting confused about when it is. Hopefully, as the date gets closer, I will get it all figured out. That's important to know when you're going on expedition. I don't know if I've really talked about it much on YouTube. I don't go on many big trips, but I'm pretty much looking forward to that. I saved some money for it. It was pretty expensive. Probably one of the most expensive things I've ever done. But I think it's also like a life-changing thing. Like, how often do you get to go on an expedition sailing into the Arctic? Well, I've never done it before, but I haven't done most things. You know, another thing I'd love to do is ride in a jet, a fighter jet, an F-14 Tomcat, particularly. I've also looked at this. You can look it up, you know, fighter jet rides, to ride in a fighter jet. I went skydiving once, and I think my favorite part of the skydiving was riding up in the airplane. The actual skydiving part, when you jump out, like the 10 seconds you free fall, that was pretty great. That was amazing, actually. But like the few minutes you spend gliding down in the parachute was not that great for me. I'd pay money just to fly around a little airplane, look at the clouds and stuff, look at the ground. And I think that'd be even more cool, more cooler if it was like a fighter jet. I'd pay it. But look, I looked it up. You can't, I saw nowhere to get rides in an F-14. They probably dismantled most of them, right? Because they got like phased out. And even the rides you can still get in other fighter jet type planes, they're all like, it's like $2,000, $3,000 for half an hour. So, I mean, maybe I'll do that if I ever win the lottery. But I don't really play the lottery. So I guess I'll never do that. But I daydream about it. It'd be pretty sweet. But then also I think I daydream about how it might be cooler in my daydreams than in real life. Because sometimes you can work things up in your head to be way cooler in your head. And then when you do them in real life, you're like, I mean, it was cool, but maybe I just should have stayed mentally window shopping. I don't know. Anyways, there's a drawing. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for listening and watching. And, yep. I don't know what I'm doing with these videos anymore, to be honest. I don't really know what the point is of, I mean, I like art because it doesn't have to have a point. I guess something you can just watch and listen to for a minute. I feel like maybe art does benefit sometimes, though, from having a little bit more of a pointed goal. And if I could figure out what that was, maybe it would help a little. But I can't. I mean, I'm not going to rush myself or force myself. I don't know. I'll figure it out one day, maybe. I've got a little bit of time, I think. Anyway, see y'all later. Thanks for hanging out. All right.